Hey guys, it's Honey K. As you all know, if you're watching my channel, then you know who I am, Big Honey K. Today's video is gonna be about how I became an exotic dancer at the age of 23. I never really expected to be a dancer, honestly, but it just kind of happened. So yeah, I'm gonna be telling y'all how it happened. I'm not really gonna get into details though about like the pros and cons of dancing and stuff, because that's for a whole different video. I feel like this video is just going to be about like how I became a dancer, because a lot of people actually were surprised when they found out that I was a dancer. And I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't expect me to become a dancer either. So a lot of people were like, what made you do it, like do you like it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just tell y'all a story about the story of like how it came to me and like what got me into it. And if y'all want to see another video, I'm gonna do like a Q&A on my Instagram, so make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, and I'm gonna like let y'all ask me questions and stuff about dancing, or like if y'all want to know like how my first audition went and stuff like that. I feel like I could do another story time about that, but I'm gonna just tell y'all for now so that I don't talk y'all ear off about how I even got into this. It all started with these two girls. Like basically, I don't want to say their name. I'm gonna change their names. I'm gonna just say Maria and Sarah, whatever, random names. Okay, so I was hanging out with these two girls, Maria and Sarah, and at Maria's house I used to go over there all the time, and she got a pole one day, and her and Sarah both wanted to be dancers. So like I will always go over there or whatever, and I would just get on a pole type thing for fun. Like I never really was like, oh, I want to be a dancer too with them. But it did cross my mind, don't get me wrong, but I never thought to myself like, oh, that's what I want to do, because I had a job at the time. Like, you know, I had a good job too. I was working as a pharmacy technician at a hospital. So, you know, I wasn't like in dire need or anything like that for like some quick money like most people who start, they are, but I was not. At least I didn't think I was until I realized how much money you make. But I was like working my job. I was content, you know. I was never the type of person to want to live beyond my means or anything like that, or like I didn't feel like I really needed to do it. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just go over here. It was a good workout too. Get on that pole is a workout, so I enjoyed it. It was a good time with my friends and stuff. So one day, like, I was over their house or whatever, and we was watching videos, and I think we ended up going to like the club one night, and I ended up seeing like dancers be making money. Like, okay, I see them, but I never thought that I could do it. I never thought I was confident enough, like especially back then. I think I was like, it wasn't even that long ago. I think I was around like 20, 21, and I'm 23 right now, about to be 24, so that was only like 3 years ago. But even back then, I still never thought to myself like, oh, I could be a dancer. Like, I was like, nah, I couldn't do that. Like, I'm not that confident, because you definitely need confidence to go out and be just in the club dancing and stuff, you know. And I didn't know pole tricks like that, which I thought you really needed to know pole tricks. I thought that was very important, you know, to be in the club, which now I realize it's not as important, but it does play a role. It does help you make more money, but it's not as important as I thought it was. So one day I just decided like, you know what? I got these bills coming in. I seen how much these dancers is making. I'm like, I'm about to just go try out for the club. And my homegirls was all talk. My two homegirls, Sarah and Maria, was saying like that they wanted to go try out too. So I was like, well, we could all just go together. So months passed by, we just like practicing the pole and stuff so we could try to get better at it. But man, I want to say like a month went by, not months, like probably a month. And like, you know, I'm like, I want to learn the basics, and then I'm gonna just go try out. And I'm like, I feel like my confidence started getting a little better, so I was like, I'm gonna just go try out and see what happens. This is for a whole nother story time, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when I went to go try out, it was probably like a year ago I went to go try out. I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed myself, y'all. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was prepared, but I was not. I didn't even know how to walk in the shoes correctly. Like, it was a hot mess. But if y'all want a story time about that, that's another whole nother video I'll do for y'all. But it was just bad. So I want to say a year goes by. I'm like 20. No, 2 years go by. I'm like, I just started dancing this year. So I had scared myself from dancing after I went to go try out. It went so bad. I was like, I don't even want to do this no more. I'm over it. I'm content with my job. I'm gonna just go back to working. I go back to working my regular job. You know, it is what it is. I'm not upset or anything. I didn't know what I was missing out on because I never even got to start dancing really. So 2 years go by. You know, time has passed. I start thinking about it again, and I'm like, maybe I should try one more time. Like, maybe I just gave up too easy. Like, I don't know what it is about dancing, but I want to do it. Like, it was something about it that made me want to, like, just try one more time. I ended up seeing on Instagram this guy had posted a flyer for his party. And he was like, you know, come dance at my party or whatever. And I was like, do you need more bottle girls for your party? Because I'm like, I'm not no dancer. I'm like, do you need more bottle girls? He like, nah, I already got bottle girls, but we need more dancers though. Are you trying to be a dancer? I'm like thinking in the back of my head, like, I mean, it's a party, so maybe it won't be like the club. I really thought about it for like the whole day, and I was trying to move into a new apartment, so I kind of was tight on money. And the job that I was working, like at the hospital, you make okay money, but it's not enough for like to live in California. Like, it's expensive out here. So I needed a lot of money for my move-in. So I was like, I'm gonna just go try to dance at this party. I ended up telling him like, yeah, I'm a dancer, whatever. I paid my house fee to dance at the party. Mind you, I didn't know nothing about nothing. I just went to go. I knew what dancers wore and stuff, so I already had shoes and stuff. So I just ended up wearing like my outfit and stuff. I went to the party. Y'all, my first night, I came home and I counted my money. I was like nervous at first too to dance, but then I was like, it's just like dancing like if you in the club and stuff, because I'll be like shaking my butt in the club, you know, doing all that stuff. So I'm like, I feel like I could do it. So I go dance or whatever. The night was cool. It was easy money. Like, my bag was full. My dancer bag was full. Like, I got home, I dumped my bag out. I'm like, these is all ones. Like, I'm not knowing how much money this is finna be. So I start counting my money. I'm counting the ones and putting them in 100 stacks. Y'all, I start smiling. Like, in 3 hours I made this. So I was like so happy, and I was like so happy. I was proud of myself. I was like, wow, I really did that. Working a 9 to, like, to me this is a lot of money, because working a 9 to 5, you're making like, that's like a week's pay of my job that I was at. Like, and I went to school to do what I was doing and everything. Like, that's a whole week's pay almost, maybe a little bit less, but that's like damn near a whole week's pay at a job, because they take all this, like, you know. And then it's like, you go, and I'm just thinking about it in my head, like, I made this in 3 hours, how much I could make, like, if I was to get in the club. And just imagine if I was doing this every day or every weekend or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I could do this on the side. Like, I could keep my job and then have like do like private parties or something on the side. Like, I was just like, this is finna be cool. Like, I'm finna be making money. I start like, you know, looking into it more, looking at private parties and stuff. And I ended up going to this party. They had dancers at the party I had went to, and the girl I had met there was a dancer. And I ended up talking to her, like, I was throwing money at her or whatever. And I ended up talking to her and telling her, like, yeah, I'm actually, like, what club do you dance at? Because I'm actually interested in becoming a dancer. And this is still my boo to this day. I love her life because she put me on, like, she really did. And she know who she is. So, yeah, I was just basically was like, you know, where do you dance at? I'm interested in trying to become a dancer. I want to, you know, learn and stuff. And most girls probably would have just been like, whatever. But we actually ended up following each other on Instagram, and she put me on to this club that I still dance out to this day. And I remember I went to the club or whatever to go. I had hit the guy up that like books the girls or whatever, asked him if I could dance. he approved me to like come, you know, and see how I dance and stuff like that. See if see how I look, and you know, see how I dance, and to if he would allow me to dance or not, which everything went great. And I remember my very first night, we ended up splitting our bag. Y'all, I had made like $1,500 like in 4 hours. I was just like, what in the world? Like, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this a whole check for 2 weeks, like, type. I'm like, this is crazy that I just made this in one night. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I've been hooked. Like, couldn't nobody tell me not to go back to that club. Couldn't nobody tell me that dancing was bad. I got love and hate when I had ended up letting it be known that I was a dancer, like on my social medias and stuff. Some people had positive things to say, some people had negative things to say. But at the time, I was still dancing and I was still working. So, like I said, I was trying to save money because I was trying to move into a better apartment from my situation that I was already in. And then I just started noticing like how much money I was making. And I was like, I don't even want to work anymore. Like, this job make me miserable. I'm sad. Like, I don't want to be here. Going to a job for 8 hours a day and doing what they was having me doing started to feel like slavery to me, because I'm like, I could go here for 4 hours and make this amount of money. I don't want to be here no more. Why would I want to be here still? Like, of course you're not going to want to work no more. But dancing is not all peaches and cream either, but that's for a whole nother time. But I'm just letting y'all know now, it's not all peaches and creamy. But yeah, so I was just feeling like, you know, this job is so depressing. Like, I'm here 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you know, and these people, I don't like none of these people in here. Like, my coworkers, I have some nice coworkers, but for the most part, I didn't like them people for real. It was just my job, and I just had to be nice. Like, so, and then dancing, like, it was fun for me. Like, I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. Like, I was like, this is cool. And it was easy money, easy, quick money. And honestly, when you start getting easy, quick money, it's very addicting. Like, it's no way you're going to want to go back to a job and clock in and listen to a boss. Like, so I started dancing at that club that my friend had put me on to. I started dancing there in April. No, my first party that I danced at was in April. So my very first time dancing was in April, and we're in September now of this year, 2021. So it's been 5 months since I've been dancing, and within those 5 months, I want to say I waited 2 months into my dancing. I made enough money to where I felt comfortable enough to quit my job. So I had quit my job and I moved into the apartment that I wanted to move into. And honestly, it was a big like leap of faith for me, because dancing is not guaranteed. You're not always gonna have a good night. You're not always gonna have a bad night. It's just like a hit or miss with dancing. So, you know, it definitely was a leap of faith for me, but I'm so glad that I did it, because I wanted to do other stuff with my life. Like, I don't want to be working for somebody for my whole life. That's not something that I see for myself. I'm very much like a spontaneous, adventurous person, and I feel like a job was just holding me back in life. And one thing I could say is I feel very much happier now since I've been dancing, and I'm basically make my own schedule and stuff like that. I basically was just like, the 9 to 5 is not for me. And especially because when I was working my 9 to 5, like, I would be getting hit up for parties or like to come to the club or stuff like that, and I wouldn't be able to do it. Or like even photo shoots and music videos, I get booked for those as well. But like me having a 9 to 5 and trying to keep my job, it was very hard, because I would be missing out on money. Like, and it would be like, okay, I'm at this job for 8 hours in a day, and I'm bringing home like 1 something a day. And I could be and I'm turning people down to go dance or do video shoots and stuff like that, when I could be making anywhere from $200 to $1,500 in a day. So at this point in my head, I'm like, this don't make sense of why I'm still even working here. So that was like once I thought about that, that was like the main reason I told myself, like, you know what, this is not for you. Like, dancing is gonna give me more opportunities to do the things that I want to do, such as YouTube and stuff like that, and travel and everything, you know. I'm just excited. You know, I've only been doing it for 5 months, but I'm excited to see where it's going to take me and the things I'm going to be able to do. And within these 5 months, I've been able to go dance in another state. I've been able to meet all kinds of people and network in all different kinds of ways. And I feel like it's just giving me more free time also. I'm definitely in a healthier mind state, like mentally. I feel way better. Like, I was so depressed with that job. It's just a lot of things that, you know, normal people feel, and I make way more money now, so I feel like it's giving me more opportunities and opening more doors for me to be able to make even more money in different ways. And I'm very much going to be smart with all the money that I'm making and make smart decisions and invest in myself and things like that. So that basically sums up like why I started dancing, y'all. The money was good. The money was great. And I ain't have to clock into nobody's job, and I ain't have to listen to nobody, and I ain't have to, like, why would I want to work for anybody? It is 2021. I don't want to work for nobody. Like, this generation, one thing I'll say about us is we don't want to work for nobody. Like, none of us. Like, none of my friends have a job. And we all got money, though. We all figured out a way to be able to be our own boss, and that is amazing, and we are all blessed to be able to do that. So that's basically my story time of why and how I became a dancer at the age of 23. I definitely want to do like a Q&A, like if y'all have questions about dancing, or a story time about my audition that went horrible. It's so funny because the same club that I auditioned at, I actually worked there before now too. And they love me there now, but yeah, my first audition was bad. I could do a story time of that, or I can do like a Q&A about questions y'all might have about the club and, you know, how it is working, stuff like that. You know, I've only been in the game for 5 months, but I do feel like I know a lot about a lot. You can definitely comment any questions in the comment section, and I'm gonna do a question thing on my Instagram. Like I said earlier, make sure y'all follow me on there. And then y'all gonna be able to ask me questions on my story, or just ask me questions on this video if you're watching it. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope y'all enjoyed my story time. Bye.